Warner Bros. Listen very carefully to what I have to say. And I feel like I am speaking for all of the millions upon millions of Mortal Kombat fans all around the world when I say this. We want a Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. This is Johnny from Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream, I am discussing a very exciting petition that has went live 24 hours ago, revolving a Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So I'm going to start off by talking about this petition that I came across early this morning.
Please tell me there's actual gameplay in this stream.
There's not. I'll be honest with you, Supon. There's not. You see, I find it very hard.
The new notifications is bad now.
YouTube are absolutely terrible. My apologies for that, Supon. Supon, it's very difficult to play a game while making, while talking, while making specific points. So that's why there's no gameplay in this live stream. So I hope you understand, Supon. Nonetheless, Supon, you are very welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. You're welcome to my special live stream where I'm discussing the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. Mighty Duck, welcome back to Green Hill Gaming to you as
easy
well.
For me because I am true gamer, elbow cup.
Well, good for you, Supon, but it ain't easy for me. Mighty Duck, great to have you in the live stream, man. Hope you're keeping well. Let's get this live stream started. Okay, so early this morning, I came across this petition online. It's a Kickstart.
I don't give a shit about Mortal Kombat, but I signed that for you, man.
I appreciate that so much, Supon. Once again, thank you so much for doing that, man. Thank you. Much appreciated. I really, really do appreciate that, Supon. So this is from change.org. It is a Kickstart campaign for Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake with Unreal Engine 5. And they're hoping to get 5,000 signatures. Last I checked, they were on like 4,700 and something, so they're well on their way to achieving their goal. Now, it's what I actually read in the description of this petition that really interested me, and this is why I decided to do this live stream. And I will get that now. Unfortunately, I don't have the massive technology to put that onto the screen right now or anything like that. I'm not a million your YouTube live streamer, so I don't have that kind of resources available to me. But this is what okay, so this is what they want to do basically. This is what they want to do. Oh, by the way, they are a group called, let me get their exact name now for you, sorry. They're called Eyeballistic. Now, at the moment, they're a pretty small but legitimate game development group. Okay, so keep that in mind. They're a fairly small.
You have a full editing office in your house, lol.
I wish I did. I wish I did, Mighty Duck. So they're quite a small development team. They're not really known to the gaming industry, but nonetheless, that's what they're called. The Eyeballistic is their name. So the description of what they're hoping to do with what they're calling it the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. And this is the description. So, Mortal Kombat's 30th anniversary is next year, and we'd like to honor this amazing franchise by remaking the original Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PC and consoles. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is a classic game combining all of the characters from Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It also includes nearly all of the stages from those games. So that is what Eyeballistic are hoping to achieve. This is what they want to do. Now, this is the really interesting part. And once again, motivated me to do this live stream. Okay, so
remember the rumors Blind Squirrel was meant to be making it, so this is interesting.
It's very interesting. Man, you know, this story actually, you know, the story of a Mortal Kombat Trilogy like remake. Oh, it's been around for quite a long time, and yeah, quite a few people and groups, game developers approached Ed Boon and Warner Brothers with the idea of remaking the classic retro Mortal Kombat games. And Blind Squirrel were one of those people. And every time Warner Brothers shot the project down, which is what I'm going to go into now. So this is where they actually have a website, eyeballistic.com. Oh, also, in just a minute, I'm actually going to put the link to this petition in the live chat below, and I hope that my lovely viewers
Johnny
can sign the
has an editing
petition.
office and doesn't use it for YouTube, dear God.
No, I don't have one. He's only joking. I wish I had one, Supon. I wish I had one. So I know that Supon has signed the petition. I know that My Duck has signed the petition. But I would hope that
my
all
internet mate.
Oh, you know, it's terrible. I would hope that all of my lovely viewers would sign the petition. I will leave the link to that petition in the live chat in just a moment. But anyway, so this is where they're describing who they are and what the story is. So this is what they say. So who are we? Eyeballistic are a team of Mortal Kombat fans who, and listen very carefully to this. Listen very carefully to this part now, okay? Who approached series creator Ed Boon back in 2016 to remake the game in HD. Although Ed Boon fully supported us, Warner Bros., who owns the Mortal Kombat IP, was unconvinced that the game would sell over 100,000 units worldwide, and thus they determined, again, Warner Brothers, it wouldn't be worth the substantial cost of marketing the product for sale. Since that time, Eyeballistic has become a legitimate game development group rather than just a team of talented Mortal Kombat fanatics. And we've signed multiple game contracts to produce games for... I only screenshotted half of that, so I presume the rest of the sentence is produce games for consoles and PC and mobile, maybe. Okay, that is huge for me, and I think for a lot of Mortal Kombat fans also. You know, okay. So what we have here is a situation where huge fans of Mortal Kombat, talented fans who can code and develop games, have approached Ed Boon, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, and Warner Brothers, who own the Mortal Kombat IP, and said, we really want to remake the retro classic Mortal Kombat games, Mortal Kombat Trilogy to be specific. We really want to do this. We can do this. And every single time, and particularly in this instance in 2016 with Eyeballistic, Warner Brothers, who own the Mortal Kombat IP, said, no, we're not convinced that this game can sell over 100,000 units worldwide and it's not worth the cost of marketing the game. No, move on. But Ed Boon, the co-creator of the entire Mortal Kombat series, was well on board. He fully supported them. So you've got a situation where the developers who make Mortal Kombat, who created Mortal Kombat, actually want a remake of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, but the publisher, Warner Bros., does not want it. Now that's always been an issue in video games and entertainment industry in general, and it's really frustrating. So I want to say this one more time. Warner Bros., on behalf of the entire Mortal Kombat fan base, we want Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. Please, Warner Bros., make the game. Ed Boon wants it. He's the co-creator of Mortal Kombat. Now, for the next part of the live stream, I am now going to prove why Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake will actually be worth the substantial cost of marketing, and why it will. And why it will. We need everything, but more importantly, we need the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake, and why the game would actually sell more than 100,000 copies. So I'm going to get my screenshots. I'm all prepared for this live stream. Okay, so bear in mind that this Mortal Kombat Trilogy would combine 3 games. In case you didn't know what trilogy meant. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3. Now, Capcom have a fighting series, you may know it, Street Fighter. And back in 2017, I think it was 2017 anyway, they released a game called Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, which kind of acted as a new entry in the Street Fighter 2 series, and also as like a remake and a remaster of Street Fighter 2. So improved visuals and stuff like that. Basically the best version of Street Fighter 2. Now at that time, in 2017, Street Fighter 2 was a game that a lot of people would have played by then. It was re-released so many times, okay? And it was a retro game, it was a classic game, it was an old game, and as I mentioned, people would have played that game many times, okay? A bit like Mortal Kombat. Okay, would you like to know? Actually, Warner Bros. Would you like to know how well? I don't know, Supan. Warner Bros. Would you like to know how well Ultra Street Fighter 2? I don't know, Supan. Just Supan, please. Can we just focus on what I'm actually talking about right now, please? Warner Bros. Would you like to know how well Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers performed? I will tell you. On the Nintendo Switch platform alone, because when that game originally released, it was only available on Nintendo Switch. So on Nintendo Switch, one platform alone, in just one nation, Japan, it sold.
Gotta go.
You're fine, Supan, no problem. Catch you in the next live stream, okay?
Sure.
Talk to you later, Supan. So, they sold. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, sold 100,000 copies in just Japan alone. And this article, I don't know how long ago it was, but it's before it released on other platforms. I'm going to guess that it would have been around 2017, 2018. It sold 100,000 copies in just Japan alone. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers. A remaster/remake of Street Fighter 2. Yet, Warner Bros. Are not convinced that a Mortal Kombat Trilogy remake, which combines 3 Mortal Kombat games as opposed to 1 Street Fighter game, they're not convinced that Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake would sell 100,000 copies worldwide. I mean, come on, Warner Bros. If Capcom can sell over 100,000 copies in just Japan alone on one system of Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, there was absolutely no reason why Mortal Kombat Trilogy, the remake, could not match or surpass 100,000 copies worldwide on multiple platforms. Come on, Warner Bros. That is the proof. I mean, there is huge demand for remakes, remasters, and particularly like remakes and remasters and re-releases of retro games. Retro is huge. Retro has never been as big as it is today. There is a huge demand for retro. There's a huge demand for remakes and remasters. And obviously, with the sales of Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers, which passed 100,000 copies in just Japan alone on the Switch. And again, this is bear in mind, this is this is when the game was only available on one platform, so the sales would have been a lot higher now. Come on, Warner Bros. It's right there. There is demand for Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. Fans of Mortal Kombat for years have been crying out for a remake of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, remakes of 1, 2, and 3. Multiple people have come to you and said, we want to remake Mortal Kombat Trilogy, we can make Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and if you let us, we will. And every single time, Warner Brothers said, no, it won't sell, it's not worth the marketing. Come on, you're a $1 billion company. You can't possibly convince me that you don't have enough money to market a game. It's not a new IP. Like, it's Mortal Kombat. All you have to say is we're remaking Mortal Kombat, and you're going to have at least 100,000 people buying your game. Now, it's also important to point out, okay, that once again, iBallistic are a very small, development team, okay, and you have to bear that in mind. Capcom are huge, okay, and like I mentioned there, that there is a massive demand for remasters and remakes. Remasters and remakes like Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which sold well over 1 million units in its first week at retail. But we have to bear in mind that the publisher behind that is Activision, and the developer is Toys for Bob's, which is behind the Skylanders franchise. So it's a big team. And but it still shows there's a demand for retro games and remasters of those retro games. And also Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, also published by Activision, and I think they're also developed by, I actually forget who they were developed by again. But that game sold 2.5 million copies in the first 3 months of its release. Again, big company, so it's important to point that out too. We can't forget what happened with GTA, the trilogy, the definitive edition. Grove Street Games developed that game, and they're pretty small as well when you kind of compare them to like Capcom and Activision and Toys for Bob. Okay, so that's important to point out as well. I will say that may have played, a role in Warner Brothers' decision not to go ahead with the Mortal Kombat Trilogy remake, but you have to give them a chance at the same time. I mean, at the end of the day, right, Rockstar Games and Take-Two approved that project, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition, and they made the decision to put that game on sale, even though it was full of bugs. So it's up to Warner Brothers and NetherRealm Studios to have a look at this game and say, okay, is this game up to scratch? Can we release it? And if they feel they need to delay it for whatever reason, if it's full of bugs and glitches, then it's up to the developer and publisher to actually make sure those problems are taken care of before it goes on sale. That is something that Take-Two and Rockstar didn't do with Grove Street's um, Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy remastered or definitive edition. So Warner Brothers, again, and I really feel like I'm speaking for the entire Mortal Kombat fan base when I say we want a Mortal Kombat trilogy remake. So I actually haven't checked the petition for quite a few hours now. So I'm actually going to see. Oh yeah, I've been meaning. I said I would post a link to that petition in the live chat, which I will actually do right now. And I'm also going to see how many signatures this petition has received so far. I mean, I would absolutely love a remake of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Oh my god. I obviously enjoyed Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, and I'm actually really looking forward to Mortal Kombat 12. But I don't know, man. When you grow up with a franchise, okay, a long-running franchise like Mortal Kombat, I don't know, man. The original old school retro games are always going to have a special place in your heart. It's like it's like if you were a parent and like I mean obviously you're never gonna come out there and say, oh, I have a favorite child. You know, you're never gonna say that. But like look, the classic Mortal Kombat games are always going to have a special place in hardcore original Mortal Kombat fans, and I will be one of those people. So I mean, a remake of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, man, I'd be all over that. There was absolutely no way in hell that game would not sell over 1 million. There's no way. With everything I've just said, with everything I've just proved. Sorry, now I'm just loading up the petition. I might have to turn on my Wi-Fi for this. And I can confirm that it already has 5,129 signatures. So they've now increased it to 7,500 because they achieved their first goal of 5,000, and they now want to achieve 7,500. I am asking everybody right now, even if you're not a Mortal Kombat fan, okay, we need to, I don't use this word really, but I'm doing my best not to be aggressive and toxic in this live stream, but we need to stand up to publishers like Warner Brothers, and say we are the gamers, and Ed Boon and NetherRealm Studios are the developers, in this case, in Mortal Kombat's case, and we all want a remake of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Now I know like not everyone is a fan of Mortal Kombat, but it's the principle of this happens not just in video games, but it happens in movies, it happens in TV shows, it happens in books, it happens in every form of distribution and entertainment. Is the publisher always seems to call the shots really, and they're the ones that decide what's profitable and what isn't profitable. And look, we need to stand up to them, okay? And by signing this petition, I believe we can do that, and we can tell the publishers, look, you may think you know what's best, from the point of view of your business and from the point of view of your profit, but we want this product. We will buy this product. We will give you the profit if you make the product. So I forgot to save the link to the petition. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna get the petition. This has been around for a very, very long time. It goes all the way back to I think like Mortal Kombat 9 / Mortal Kombat Reboot, I believe. I mean, this project has been, oh my god, it's been up in the air for so long. I could discuss what I believe to be the relationship between Ed Boon and Warner Brothers, but I won't because it would be pure speculation if I did. But it is fact here that that Warner Brothers wanted the Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake project from iBallistic to go ahead. They completely supported them, whereas Warner Brothers didn't. That's a fact, But I was going to mention other things, but it would just be pure speculation if I did. So I'm not going to go down that road. So I'm still copying this now. Bear with me. Okay, I think the link is copied. Okay. So and once this stream gets uploaded onto YouTube, then I will actually post the link in the what you call it in the I was going to say description, but I can actually do it now. I think I might be able to do it. Anyway, it's been posted there now. Anyway.
https://www.change.org/p/ben-campagn-for-morta L-KOMB-AT-RILOGY-REMAKE-W ITH-UE5.
So I'm just actually realizing I can edit the description of the live stream right now. So I'm going to say link to the petition. I think it's very important that we all sign this because, you could be listening to me right now as a fan of music, books, movies of all kinds, and you might have your favorite piece of your favorite book, favorite song, artist, band, favorite movie, or in this case, favorite video game, and there may come a time where you'd really like another entry or a re-release of that favorite book, song, movie, game, and the publisher, could turn around and say, no, I'm not making this happen because people won't buy it. But you want it, so you've got to show the publisher that you want it. So I know just so link to the petition. I want as many people to sign this as possible. It's important. Okay, so is it in there? Yeah. So now the petition is actually in the description of the live stream / video, depending on when you're watching it. God, I really hope in some kind of miracle that Warner Brothers actually listens to this, watches this, because it's important. I know Supon is more of a fan of my gameplay videos. That's totally understandable. So he's like, okay, no gameplay. I'm leaving here. Probably more of a Tekken fan as well. Doesn't give a shit about Mortal Kombat. That's totally fine. But let's say that he's a huge fan of Tekken, and let's say he wants, as he mentioned there, he wants Tekken remakes. So he'd love a remake of Tekken 1, Tekken 2, and Tekken 3, I would presume. So let's say that, he wakes up tomorrow morning and reads that there is a group of game developers and massive Tekken fans that would like to remake those games, and they've approached Namco and said, look, we really love Tekken, we really love the classic Tekken games, we really want to remake the Tekken trilogy. And Namco says, no, not going to sell. We're not going to invest on marketing that product. No, it's a no. And then Supon is like, what the fuck? I love Tekken. I want to play the Tekken trilogy. Why is it not happening? So I'm sure that would upset Supon. So that's why it's important for all of us to sign this petition as a kind of way of standing up to publishers and saying, look, you might think that the product mightn't be profitable, but we're telling you that we will buy it. And as I pointed out, let's go back to Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers now for a second. So that game on Switch alone, before it was released on multiple platforms, in just Japan sold 100,000 copies. And then you have Warner Brothers saying that Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake, which is Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, on multiple platforms worldwide, won't sell 100 million. I mean, how can you stand by that comment? I mean, that's ridiculous. There's no basis to Warner Brothers comment there. There's no basis to it. It just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So I just really hope that this petition reaches 7,000, 10,000, 20,000, just spreads across the world really, and I just hope that it ends up in NetherRealm Studios office, and somebody high up in NetherRealm Studio, I mean Ed Boon himself, comes to Warner Bros. And says, look at this. There is demand for this game. Make this game a reality, please. Our fans want it. We want it as developers, as creators of Mortal Kombat. So, I mean, I can only live in hope. I was funny actually. I mean, this live stream was supposed to be a lot more aggressive actually in my mind earlier today, but I decided to tone it down, get my facts, do a bit of research, present my points in a respectful way, and that's what I decided to do instead. I'm glad I did. Because good as shouting and roaring and demanding. Like, I'm not so much demanding that Warner Brothers remake Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. I'm more or less making the point that we want it. I want it, and I'm pretty sure I speak for the entire Mortal Kombat fan base when I say that, because the Mortal Kombat fan base is unlike other long running video game franchises. I think fans of all ages appreciate the classic Mortal Kombat games. There's something about them that they really like, So you could have like a young Mortal Kombat, 11 fan, and Mortal Kombat X might have been their first Mortal Kombat game, but they would love to go and play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, the classic Mortal Kombat games, and actually get enjoyment out of them. So, Warner Brothers, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever why Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake shouldn't be a thing. You've got plenty of money to market it. I don't see why that should be an issue. You're well able to market your games. And as far as the sales go, like again, like I want to remind you now and remind myself, the reason why this project was originally shot down. So once again, iBallistic are a team of Mortal Kombat fans who approached series creator Ed Boon back in 2016 to remake the game in HD as Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Although Ed fully supported us, Warner Brothers, who owns the Mortal Kombat IP, was unconvinced that the game would sell over 100,000 units worldwide. So they were unconvinced that Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3 remade across multiple platforms worldwide wouldn't sell 100,000 units. That was their reason. If that's their reason for saying no to this project, then what do they have to say for Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, selling 100,000 units in Japan alone on just one system, the Nintendo Switch? How do they respond to that? I mean, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are like ketchup and mustard. Like they're both fighting games. They're both classic fighting games. There is just really is no significant difference between those two genres of games. So if there's a demand for Street Fighter 2, there's absolutely no reason why there wouldn't be a demand for Mortal Kombat. Absolutely none whatsoever. And as far as they determined it wouldn't be worth the substantial cost of marketing. Substantial cost. Why would you need a substantial cost to market retro Mortal Kombat games? Like, obviously your biggest audience would be, in my opinion anyway, your biggest audience would be the long-term fans of the series. I don't think they need to know what it is that they're buying as far as marketing is concerned. I mean, I think marketing is most important when you are trying to communicate to the customer what the product is. So normally when it comes to like a new IP, a new franchise, new series, everyone knows what Mortal Kombat is. I mean, like we're just we're just we just got a Mortal Kombat movie recently. You know, Mortal Kombat is bigger now than it's ever been. It's not like people don't know what Mortal Kombat is. And come on, it's Warner Brothers. You can't convince me Warner Brothers doesn't have enough money to market a game. And it wouldn't be that much of a big budget game either, like, you know? So I don't buy into that. To be quite honest with you now, I don't buy into their reasoning there. Yeah, and I just think the biggest thing there for me, the biggest thing there, I can just like it's very powerful, to be honest with you. Like Ed Boon, series co-creator. Now they have him down as the creator, but I'm gonna give respect to John Tobias, and Ed Boon has always given John Tobias respect here. It's Ed Boon and John Tobias. They're co-creators of the Mortal Kombat, so I will say that much to iBallistic. You know, they need to acknowledge John Tobias as well. No, to be fair, they couldn't approach John Tobias, could they? Because he's no longer with NetherRealm Studios. He's no longer working on Mortal Kombat. But to be fair, like he is the co-creator of Mortal Kombat along with Ed Boon. So like it's just so powerful that the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, you know, the developer of it, you know, the head of NetherRealm Studios, you know, was fully supporting the project. But it came down to the publisher. It came down to the publisher. It came down to Warner Brothers saying no. And that is huge. Like we need to, like I suppose there's lots of different issues facing the video game industry right now. You know, from very serious issues to more tedious issues. You know, whether it's microtransactions or whether it's unfinished games, delayed games, broken games, you know, or whether it's just like how the workers and game developers are treated, you know. But I just think developer publisher relationships and therefore the relationships between the fans and the publishers is an issue. I think it's a big issue. It's like when the gaming industry prioritizes profit over the, I suppose, enjoyment and not the needs but the desires of the fans. You know, is it you know, does it come down to a primary need for profit? Because let's face it, would Warner Brothers sink right now if it didn't have Mortal Kombat? I don't have any disrespect to Mortal Kombat there now, obviously, or NetherRealm Studios, or Ed Boon when I say that, but what I'm trying to say is, would it kill Warner Brothers to fund this project? Is what I'm trying to say. No, it wouldn't. They're Warner Brothers. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. And do you know what? I said thank you to Warner Brothers for stepping in and buying the rights to Mortal Kombat. I don't know the full story, but what I do know is that Midway became bankrupt, and therefore that really put the Mortal Kombat developers in a very compromising situation, a very tricky situation to say the least. I mean, they didn't have a publisher, you know, so Mortal Kombat couldn't be made. So I thank Warner Brothers for stepping in. I do. and for I suppose like for playing their role in putting Mortal Kombat on the map, in terms of being this massive franchise that it is now. I thank them for that. I really do. But come on, Warner Brothers. We, the fans, and even Ed Boon himself, the developer of Mortal Kombat, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, wants this game. So Ed Boon is with us. Right now spiritually. God, he's
We
dead.
want Pokemon Black and White remakes. Poke fanboys sheltering.
Mr. Chad Middleton, how are you keeping? How are you doing today, man? Welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my discussion live stream where I'm talking about don't know if you're aware of it, Chad, but the petition that's live. Also, Chad, I would really appreciate if you already happen to sign this petition. It's a petition from a group called iBallistic, who are huge fans of Mortal Kombat, who back in 2016 came to Warner Brothers and Ed Boon with a project to remake Mortal Kombat Trilogy. But Warner Brothers shot them down, whereas Ed Boon fully supported it. But they have a petition now, and their first goal was 5,000 signatures. They've reached that. They're now looking for I think it's over 7,000 signatures. So I'd really appreciate if you signed to that, really, because I think everyone needs to sign that petition, to be honest with you. But Pokemon, again, Pokemon is an example of fans' a demand for remakes of classic games. So the demand is there. So again, Warner Bros., I thank you for stepping in and being the publisher of Mortal Kombat. But you really do need to listen to Ed Boon, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, the development team, and the fan base when we say we want Mortal Kombat Trilogy remake. Like, come on, like. I know Mortal Kombat isn't everybody's cup of tea, like, but what you have to realize is
with the Syndicate sheltering.
It worked with a lot of franchises. Retro is bigger now than it's ever been before. So many remasters, so many remakes, and they all sell very, very, very well indeed. So again, like Mortal Kombat isn't everybody's cup of tea, but we all need to realize that this type of situation happens across the board, not just in video games, like the entire video game industry, but it also happens in, as I mentioned earlier, movies, books, TV shows, every form of entertainment. As long as there's a publisher involved, then this issue happens, And this is kind of why indies are indies. This is why indies decide to remain indies, because they don't have to put up with this, I'm sorry, Warner Brothers, but crap. They don't have to put up with, satisfying their publisher. They don't have to put up with sales expectations and any issue like that. It's a developer who has a passion for what they're doing, and their fans are fully behind it, and they make a game, and their fans are happy with it, and they buy it, and it's a two-way street because the developer makes a bit of profit as well, so everyone's happy. Whereas Warner Brothers is like, no, anything under 100,000 isn't good enough for us. We want 5 billion at least, or 5 million. Hi, you're getting a haircut. Oh, nice one. I will probably be gone, to be honest with you, Chad, but I'll catch you in the next live stream, and thank you for checking out this live stream. Much appreciated. Enjoy your haircut. So yeah, that's why indies become indies. So they don't have to put up any of this. I mean, Warner Brothers are obviously just looking for the highest of profits, and if ignoring the actual developers themselves and the fans, gets them that profit, then they will continue to ignore what the developer and what the fans actually want. I mean, it's actually hard to believe. Like, it really is. This is an insight. I think that comment there, that was actually in the description of the signature of. Oh, Chad, don't forget to sign the petition as well, please. About Ed Boon fully supporting Mortal Kombat Trilogy remake. It's a massive insight into actually what goes on between developers and publishers. This isn't just confined to the situation. Isn't just confined to Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers. This happens, as I said, it happens across the board. This is happening right now. Right now, as I speak, there is a developer, a creator of any kind, in a meeting right now with their publisher, and that publisher is just shooting down ideas left, right, and center because of profit. And I'm sorry, like, but it's about time that kind of practice comes to an end. I mean, I can understand, Jesus, like, I'm not stupid. I can understand that, profit is what makes a business from the point of view of like finances and all that. Like, but as I said, Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers on Switch alone, in Japan alone, sold 100,000. That's the goal that Warner Brothers wanted with Mortal Kombat Trilogy Remake. And that game would have been 3 games across multiple platforms. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers, is only 1 game, Street Fighter 2. So they would make their profit. They'd make more than they expected, to be honest with you. And as far as not having the resources, the costs, the market, the game, well, sorry, Warner Brothers, but that's crap too. So I have nothing else to really say. I would love to know what you have to say about it, my lovely, lovely viewers. Let me know in the comment section below. Once again, the link to this petition is in the description. It's also in the live chat there as well. So I think we should all sign this. It doesn't cost you anything. You do have the option to like donate to the petition, and what it does is it makes the petition more available. I don't know how it works. I mean, obviously, money is going to be involved in some kind of way. But look, basically, what it is it's optional. You don't have to pay. You just sign it, and your name is down, and you're one more signature on that petition list. And I think by signing it, you basically send a message to publishers, a strong message to publishers that says we want the game, regardless of what you think. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for, I was going to say watching, but I really should say listening. Much appreciated. And I will catch you in the next live stream. Come on, Warner Brothers, make this happen.